Всем привет, мальчишки и девчонки. Сейчас 10 часов утра, значит самое время поиграть в компьютерные игрушки. И сегодня я поиграю в игру Stanley Parable. На русский язык переводится как притча Стэнли. Насколько я знаю, насколько я слышал, эта игра порвала абсолютно все шаблоны. Не будем больше растекаться по древу и, пожалуй, начнем игру. Эта игра просто не похожа ни на что, что я видел до этого, но в нее я еще не играл. Но по описанию эта игра, правда, уникальна. Какая долгая загрузка. Игра сделана на движке Source, но ничего общего с Half-Life она не имеет. С контроль тоже.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Музыка как в красоте по-американски.
Through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly.
Чувак, ты находишься в 3D-редакторе. Беги оттуда.
Was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
Hello, stranger.
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
Now.
But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Так, покликать на все, что можно.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No.
Что я сделал?
This couldn't go anywhere except
Эта дверь была открыта?
The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me.
Можно не выходить, типа, из
I will be
офиса.
happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure beyond anything was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer.
Не хочу, я хочу уже выйти отсюда.
Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Это что, такая быстрая концовка игры, что ли? Я не понял. Alright. Let's go. Hello.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
За окном ядерная
No matter
зима.
how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Очень странно. Hello, people! Где все?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Значит, основа этой игрушки — это взаимодействие меня с, собственно, повествователем этой истории. Ну, как я слышал. В этом весь прикол. И фишка в том, что можно следовать ему, а можно нет.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Вот о чем я говорил. Можно следовать, а можно и не следовать. Какой выбор. Ну ладно, я уже один раз не последовал сюжету, я закрыл там дверь. Пойду-ка я. Сюда. Так, тихо. И
Yet there
здесь
was not
никого
a
нет.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Босс. Там... Я открыл дверь.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Точно ли здесь ничего нет? Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Ладно,
office.
посмотрим, что это за босс. Может быть, мне предстоит какая-нибудь схватка. Хотя вряд ли. Wow. Look at this red freaking walls. Ванная. Заперта. Напряженная какая-то атмосферка. Какие высокие потолки. Чувак,
Stepping into
тут с
his manager's
амбициями живет.
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
Именно.
What dark
Я
secret was
вообще не
being
понимаю,
held
что
from him.
происходит в этой игре.
What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been
Намек я
keeping from
понял.
him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
У меня прицел
But
появился.
of course,
2845.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845. Что, где? Я не понял, мне. Вот это что? Вот только здесь.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Я слепой.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to
Unbelievable.
input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
А что открылось? Где? Вау. Мы входим за кулисы игры, походу. Посмотри на это. Блин, я пока что следую по сюжету. А мог бы этого не делать. Кстати говоря, время перекусить. Капуста. Супер. Какая
Sitting
свежесть.
deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this
Наконец-то.
now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Я, конечно, мог бы предположить свои варианты, но ты не позволяешь мне слово вставить.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
What? Да посмотрите на эту развилку, а? Что-то мне туда не хочется. Пожалуй, я поведусь на поводу этой надписи и убегу отсюда.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
У меня мурашки по спине пробежали. По-моему, это развод. Ну, даже если смерть, я все равно далеко не прошел. Ну, пробегу еще раз. Или вообще не последую сюжету. Блин, если сейчас с
The door
конца
behind
коридора на
him
меня
was not
что-нибудь...
shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Shut up! Shut up, you stupid! I'm going my way!
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward
Да.
and willingly confront his death.
Я реально умру. Окей. Все равно лучше, чем зайти в ту комнату, наверное. Но, походу, я реально умер. Никаких заставок, ничего. Абсолютно ничего. Но, тем не менее, я понервничал. What?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been
Oh,
of
shit.
no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind
Что это за...
man. So he
машина
resigned
смерти?
and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh. Oh my god!
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single
Кто
visceral
ты?
instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
I cheated you, death! Вау. А мы, оказывается, сидели в
And
кинотеатре.
yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Я тоже не понимаю. Что за
When every
психодел?
path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Stanley computer. Alright. It's getting creepy and creepy. Creepier. What the hell? I'm so stressful right now. Неплохо. Как насчет того, чтобы уже сдохнуть и начать игру заново? Этого места я не помню. Warzone. Блин, я сейчас так увижу всю игру, походу. Не, я этого не хочу. От Сергея Медведка. Вот, я не успел прочитать. Короче, лучше узнавать по ходу игры. Блин. Как отсюда выйти? Мне не нравится это место. Абсолютно. Куда я попал? Ух ты. Аксет. Ладно, не будем ничего здесь рассматривать. В следующий раз.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Что эта кнопочка символизирует вылет Windows? Окей.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Ау, щет! Черт! Ну, теперь я действительно... Теперь я действительно сдох. Я сдох? Все, темнота. Но в меню я могу выйти. Ну, кажется, все. На этом и заключается игра «Притча Стэнли». Что ж, я впечатлен. И я хочу пройти это еще раз, и еще раз, и еще раз. Спасибо за просмотр.
Стоп.